Hello Riverhawk fans, and welcome to this week's edition of the Riverhawk Review. As always, I'm your host, Ben Barker. It was a pretty busy weekend around the UMass Lowell campus. Field hockey, men's soccer, and ice hockey were all in action, with men's soccer and field hockey hosting their respective rounds of the NCAA Division II tournament. Friday, a victory over Merrimack sent the field hockey team to a rematch of last year's championship against Westchester.
Westchester defeated Shippensburg on Friday to advance to the championship game. UMass Lowell getting hands in before this one, but things would not go their way early. Kayla Glakowski puts the Rams on the board 1-0 with the early goal. Later on, we'll see Melissa Efforts and Jenna Freitas trying to get something going offensively, but boy, that Westchester defense was just all over the ball on Sunday. Later on, Kelsey Likens is going to rip and fire. That was an absolute bomb. Gives the Rams a 2-0 lead, and then this one would put the game out of reach. Alexis Versak lofts this one up and just over the head, just out of reach. That would do it 3-0 at that point, and UMass Lowell, for the second consecutive year, accepts the runner-up trophy in the NCAA Division II tournament.
So while the field hockey season came to a disappointing end, the men's soccer team was looking to prolong one of its best seasons in program history. A Friday victory would send the Riverhawks to a second-round matchup against LIU Post.
UMass Lowell looking to knock off #1 seeded LIU Post. The fans coming out to support the Riverhawks, and they would see a great game. Chance here for LIU Post, but Chris Marley going to make a couple of phenomenal saves on LIU's foreguard. And this game would remain scoreless. It would stay that way until a corner kick here finds Juan Marrera, who gets it to go. The goal is the difference. Juan Marrera, Coach Christian Figueroa said he's going to have some bragging rights this week, and I think it's deserved. He goes to celebrate with the fans, and UMass Lowell celebrates as they head to the third round of the tournament after defeating LIU Post 1-0.
Juan Marrera's goal gave the Riverhawks the victory, and for that, he's our player of the game. The junior sends UMass Lowell to the third round of the tournament against Southern New Hampshire on Friday. Well, with all of the attention on the tournaments, the ice hockey team was looking to complete a 2-game sweep of the University of Maine Black Bears. UMaine came into Saturday's game with a record of just 1-9.
Back and forth game between the Black Bears and Riverhawks. UMass Lowell gets on the board first, though. That's Derek Arnold redirecting the pass from Joseph Pendenza. Take another look. An absolutely beautiful pass by Pendenza finds Arnold in stride, and UMass Lowell up 1-0. Later on, though, shorthanded chance for Maine, and that's Connor Lean sneaking it by Doug Carr. He had one shot on that, and he made it happen, finding the far side of the net 1-1. Adam Szymanski now will put Maine on top 2-1 with this shot from Nick Pryor, beating Doug Carr once again, 2-1 Maine, and then they would open it up 3-1 the score as Devin Shore scores off the rebound. UMass Lowell, however, would make a comeback, trailing 3-2. Bob Ellis tells us how they tied this thing up.
Opportunity, Pendenza in on goal. Pendenza fires, scores! Beat Mars! Pendenza.
Unfortunately, the Black Bears would add the fourth goal of the game, and that's how this one would end. 4-3, UMass Lowell falls to UMaine.
So the Riverhawks came up just short in this one, but they did get a solid performance from Joseph Pendenza. The junior forward netted the game-tying goal at the end of the second period. Pendenza also tallied an assist in this one. The hockey team is back in action on Friday night against the University of New Hampshire. And tonight, the men's and women's basketball teams will tip off their regular seasons. The women's game begins at 5:30 against Bentley. The men will also play Bentley. They're set to tip off at 7:30. Make sure you come out and support the Riverhawks. There are free wings involved, just saying. That's all the time we have for this edition of the Riverhawk Review. Until next time, I'm Ben Barker. Get rowdy and go Riverhawks.